myths associated with seizures or convulsion. Now, seizures or convulsions are practically the same thing. There are some beliefs about these convulsions or seizures that make people run away from someone who is having seizure or convulsion. Now, let's talk about these beliefs. Now, people believe that when someone is having a seizure, they can accidentally swallow their tongue. I want you to think about it again. I mean, look at where your tongue is placed. Well, that's not true. You won't swallow your tongue when having a seizure. And then there's sometimes people believe that when someone is having a seizure, you need to force something into their mouth. Maybe it could stop them from having a seizure. Don't break anyone's jaw or don't break anyone's face in the name of trying to force something or in the name of some beliefs you've heard. The only thing you're going to do is to make sure that anything that is harmful around the person is taken away, and then you lie the person in a very safe environment and put something soft under their neck so that they don't get themselves harmed. Once a seizure starts, it has to run its course and it will finish and the person regains consciousness. So you don't have to do some gymnastics to stop the person from having seizure. Now, people believe that you have to restrain the person having seizure, but like we have said, don't restrain the person. Try to make sure that they don't harm themselves or there's nothing around that could harm them. Another thing is, they say that seizures are contagious. Now, I want you to think of it this way. If there's a transformer that supplies light in your street, that transformer gets blown. Only the houses that are connected to that transformer will not have light. The wiring system from your house to that transformer is the same electrical system from your brain to the body. Your body is the house. The wiring in your brain is the transformer. So if for some reason there's a little twitching in the brain that causes those seizures, do you think that the seizure will affect somebody else when it is not his brain? No, it won't. So seizures or convulsion are not contagious. When you see someone having seizure, don't run away from the person. Instead, go to the person to help. You can have seizure at any age. People also believe that if you are someone who has seizures, you can't have a job. Well, that's not true, because so many people with seizures are having jobs. You just need to know what your trigger is. If you know what your trigger is, you know what to avoid. By the way, do you know that seizures are treatable? Like these days, there are drugs for seizures, and for some people, they take drugs within 2 years, 3 years. They are free of seizures. For some people, they might not really be off the drugs, but there is a workable schedule for which they take their drugs to keep them from having seizures. And seizures are completely treatable. Now, you don't need to treat people who have seizures as second-class citizens. For God's sake, they are human beings just like you and I. If you have no reason discriminating someone who has malaria or someone who has pneumonia, then you shouldn't discriminate someone who has seizure. People should not be shut down just because they have a certain condition that they can't control. Lastly, some people think that, okay, seizure cannot kill you, so what's the point of treating it? No, you're wrong. If you don't treat it and it continues, it worsens over time, you can die from it. So nothing should be taken for granted. One thing I can tell you is seizures are treatable, but again, you can die from it if you leave it untreated. We should note that seizures are not contagious. Please, when you see someone having a seizure or when you see someone convulsing, go and help. Don't run away from them. And they are not also being chased by demons. So let's drop all those narratives. See you in my next video. Enjoy.